What is up, good people? It is that time. We're going to be showing off the Web Warriors, as well as my main team of phenomenal characters, and the different power levels, investment size, and how they do in Ultimus 7.5. So what you can expect, essentially, from these teams. Let's go ahead and I want to jump over here to my Web Warriors and kind of show them and what power level they're at. And they're not even built that big. They're all G12. You can see we got 2 stars, 4, 4, and 4. Their abilities are all 6, 6, 6. We got 5 on this one. Again, 7, 6, 6, 5. 7, 6, 6, 5. 6, 6, 6, 5. So, they are all ISO 8, 4. And if you want to kind of see what we're running here, Skirmisher on Spider-Man, Striker on Miles, Raider. Lots of raiding. Crits are big for this team. I probably maybe should put Spider-Man as a crit or a Raider. But I like the Skirmisher to be able to apply negative effects. And we're going to be running this team and see how they do. So it'll be 100, about 220,000. So obviously they could be a lot stronger. If we G13 them, I'm sure they do even better. They're going to do amazing already though. And I'm going to show that here in this video. This is because I built a beginner's guide suggesting them as the first raid team you should build. Obviously, they're going to play well into Doom raids, and as you build them bigger, they're going to do it even better. And currently, it's the only bio option. There is a new team, Rebirth, out, but Rebirth is not farmable. 3 of the characters aren't even obtainable. So, if you are going to go after the raid team, this would probably be the best one to start with, depending on your welcoming calendars. Now, that all being said, I have a beginner's guide coming out that suggests you just focus an arena team, use them in Ultimus 7.5 until you're about level 75, 80 when you start Doom raids, and then decide which raid teams to build. So definitely subscribe below. We're headed for that 1,000 subscribers. That way you see my new beginner's guide video. It is going to be a little bit longer, but it's going to cover everything, give you that best information on when and who to build for your raids, moving into Doom raids. So these are my 5 up here. I run Vol, Icarus, Cersei, and I usually throw in Cloak and Dagger, or I'll throw in Weaver and Spider-Man 2099. And I'll show you how good each team does here. We're going to spend some power cores for extra attacks if we have to. Let's go ahead and dive in. Definitely thumbs it up if you enjoyed the video, you learned anything new. Helps my channel grow, as well as comment down below what you're doing. Absolutely, you can skip the Web Warriors. I just want to show it off for people that are following that guide along and how great they actually are. So, bear in mind, I'm like 63 days in, 62 or 63 days in. I did not focus Ghost Spider from the arena store, and if I would have this team a lot sooner. Again, you can't gear them far enough until you reach certain levels, milestones. And we'll talk more about that in my new beginner's guide that covers everything, essentially. So we're going to jump in here. Ultimus 7.5, hardest difficulty. I am lane 6. So our enemies are 139,000 power. They're quite beefy, right? But this is how I set my team up. I put the 2 stars on the outside. Obviously, getting more stars on these characters would be great, but I'm not paying $9.75 for Punk, and I'm not able to get in the War Store initially, but now I am. I haven't been buying Scarlet Spider, but you absolutely could when you're in the War Store and have him stronger. They would just do better. And I'm actually going to full sim this, so 221,000, almost 222,000 power. And I did this the other day. I've done this the last 2 days, and it works phenomenally. Sometimes one of them may die or get hurt, and you have to heal them. But you earn these heals up from blitzes, so you'll have more than enough. And they actually do great against these first 2 boss nodes. They do it by themselves. My first part, or Dondeus already did the first boss node, so we'll actually be doing the second boss node with them. Full simming it. We had a little bit of injury on Spider-Man. It looked like original Spider-Man. He healed back up though, so we're all right. And they're quite phenomenal. They're not a bad team at all. They're going to get it done. They're an amazing raid team. So we got a little bit of injuries. Now, absolutely, when we hit launch here for this boss mode, we could go in and heal. As you've seen, I've healed a little bit, but a new blitz started, so I'm going to get more of these heal currency back. And it would just make my team better if I heal them. I'm going to go ahead and actually fully sim it and hope they heal themselves. We're going to find out. That's something you personally have to decide. You know what I mean? So we beat it, but we got 3.5 dead dudes. So, and it was a boss node, which is pretty insane. And this is where it gets pretty crazy. I am going to heal them for the sake of this video, and I'm going to spend power cores for an extra attack. So that's... Had I healed the 2 that were injured, maybe it would have turned out different. I don't know. Let's see if they die here, if they go further. So they all died. We got the node almost beat. They fell down. That sucks. Now I'm going to finish it up by showing off my main team here. And see if they're any better, right? So my main team, as you can see, is a lot bigger. Obviously, King would probably start going into this team, but it's not currently. Cloak. This is my current team. Obviously, you want to run the Paracersei Icarus. Now, whether or not you run Cloak and Dagger, I could pull them down and put Kang in, and then I'd have to put a different 5th, and it'd be kind of weird. So I don't know who I'd run as my 5th, because you want these 2 paired together, right? So I have not used Kang yet. We're gonna full stem it. They should clear it up real quick. It was almost done for, and now let's see if they can move further than my Web Warriors. And they are at almost 260. They're at 256,500. So they're a good 40,000 stronger. Like I said, if I increase my Web Warriors some more up to this power level, we probably would just blow through. People are going to be dying, I'm pretty sure, right here. If not the whole team. Oh my goodness, we got through it. So we're on the 3rd boss node. What's going to happen? I don't know. So we're out of Sem, so we actually have to go in auto. And these are premium characters that have kits built, you know what I mean, for this type of stuff. They're built for Dark Dimension. They're really good characters. They have sustainability with all the heals. Dagger puts out, but as you can see, we're already in trouble. Full auto it. Just the same as if I were to Sem it. Plus, not everybody has access to King. Not everybody has access to Vol. So your 5th might look totally different, like be a Death Pool or something. So far, so good. A big selling point on the Web Warriors was that they could do the nodes fast. Because you used to have to come in here and hit auto every time. And then they came out with this streak thing where you can actually fully sim the nodes that you've beaten or whatever. And or you can just sim them if you have the streak. And then it plays it out for you, right? And essentially that was a nerf to the Web Warriors, because now you can sim it with anybody. And anybody can, you know, it don't matter if it takes 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. If you're not having to come in here and auto click it and set and watch, you can just hit sim. That really was a hit to the Web Warriors, but they're still a great raid team. Best in slot is Rebirth, but they're not all farmable. And once they are farmable, they're going to be on hard campaign nodes. So we'll discuss that more in my next video. But they're not really obtainable for a free-to-play new player at all. Only Captain America and Winter Soldier are. And those two characters are not going to make a good raid team by themselves. So that's something to bear in mind. right, they moved through it. Whoop, whoop. And we're actually going to see how far we can go with this team and see how great they do. Launching it up. Boom. So, and they would have potential of dying in earlier nodes. I've used it where, just like the Web Warriors, on one of them nodes, 3 of it and half of them got killed. Like 3 had died and 1 was half injured. Same happens with this team, even at their power level. You can lose Cloak and Dagger pretty often in those earlier nodes as well. So bear that in mind. Now, I do want to say, just keep building your Cersei and Icarus, obviously, and eventually they would be able to do this, right? And they're great all the way through the game. Whereas the Web Warriors are just for raids. You can put them on a war defense or use them as a war offense against a weaker team and punch down, obviously. But they're very situational. Whereas Cersei and Icarus are going to be great, no matter where they're used, as along with the new warriors. So, my beginner's guide has changed a lot, has different recommendations. If you are going Web Warriors, it's not a bad thing. Now, if Rebirth becomes farmable, like I said, it's probably not going to be on early game nodes, so it's not going to help us. We're still going to have to pick up, probably build the Web Warriors at least some to be able to do that. Doom raids until we can get Rebirth, essentially. So, it's not going to hurt nothing that you're building up your Web Warriors a little bit, or if you've already invested a little bit. It's not going to hurt. But moving forward, I have a different suggestion, a different option. And like I said, you have to be able to juggle on Marvel Strike Force. So I'm going to give out a new opinion, or a differing opinion a little bit. And a new suggestion is how to go about it. As when to decide when to invest in the Web Warriors. And I guess I could just say here while they're fighting, I recommend just using your arena team now to be your U75 team. You're not going to beat every node. Obviously, as you can see, we're getting our butts kicked. We're going to start dying soon. You're not going to be able to clear every node until you have a good, 350, 400,000 power team probably. Then hopefully you can. Now, once you hit level 75 or 80, which is what's recommended for Doom raids, then make the decision which team you're going to build for each recommendation. Bio, Mystic, Tech, Skill. So that is the 2 teams that I've been using. My arena team right there. And my Web Warriors. And honestly, my arena team got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 nodes more. So I think my Web Warriors probably could have done good and they just got stuck on this node. I don't know though, because I didn't do that right there. So just something to take into consideration. That's kind of how they perform and something to bear in mind. Again, we're still 1, 2, 3, 2.5 nodes, and then the boss node away. So that's something else to think about. Pretty hardcore like. And we're not going to be able to get there. So we definitely need more investment, and the Web Warriors would do it at a lower investment than my arena team will. Again, if my Web Warriors was as strong as my arena team, maybe they would have done a lot better, in my personal opinion. But that, I just want to spotlight it here and how they do, essentially. All right, much love, stay healthy. Definitely like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought, and we'll see you in the next one.